So we have come to the last part of the theory portion of the second lesson. The question is, analyze mathematically the electric field due to a uniformly charged thin spherical shell. So thin spherical shell means spherical shape but hollow from inside. As shown in the diagram, let O be the center and R, capital R, the radius of a thin isolated spherical shell carrying a charge plus Q, which is uniformly distributed on its surface. So the blue circle is the spherical shell. It is having an uniform charge plus Q, which is distributed uniformly over its surface. The center of the blue circle, that is the spherical shell, is O. Its radius is capital R. Now to analyze this question, we have to consider three parts. One is the point P, external point P. The second will be a point P on the surface of the shell, and the third part will be a point P dash inside the shell. So we draw our Gaussian surface shown by the green dotted lines, the Gaussian surface around the spherical shell. First we consider an external point P. So the radius is taken as small r, means the distance of P from the center of the shell O is taken to be small r. And an area element is taken around P such that electric field vector and area vector are parallel, means angle between them is 0. So charged shell, Gaussian surface, this is the diagram. Let's move to the derivation part. First, electric field at an external point. Let us consider an external point P at a distance r, small r, from O. A spherical Gaussian surface of radius small r is drawn through P. Let us consider an area dA around the point P. As seen in the diagram, both the electric intensity vector E and the area vector dA are directed radially outwards. Just now we saw that. That is, the angle between them is 0. So, by definition of electric flux, d phi E is equal to E dot dA. So, E dA cos theta means cos 0. So, E dA. Now, you are familiar with the next step. We just have to integrate. So, total flux through the entire Gaussian surface, phi E is equal to integration of E dA. So, E is constant here. So, we integrate dA. That means that we get A, area. Now, what is the area? 4 pi r square. Formula for area is 4 pi r square. So now we equate it with our Gauss's theorem, we are familiar by now. That is phi E equal to Q by epsilon naught. So we equate like this. E 4 pi r square equal to Q by epsilon naught. Rearrange. So it's a familiar formula. So what does it mean? It means that the spherical shell behaves as if the entire charge was concentrated at its center. Is the same, see, the formula is same as if there is all the charge was concentrated at its center. We can also use an alternative formula. If we take sigma as the charge density, then Q is equal to 4 pi r square sigma. Here r means capital R, the radius of the spherical shell. So 4 pi r square will be the area, surface area of the shell. If sigma is the density, charge density, means charge per unit area, then what is Q? 4 pi r square sigma. So if we use this formula, then electric field formula changes like this. Instead of Q, we can write 4 pi r square sigma. So we can have an alternate formula. So equations 1 and 2 are the required relations. This is for an external point. The second part is, if this point P was located on the sphere, in that case what will happen? In that case, small r and capital R are now become the same. So r equal to r. So the equation changes like this. Whatever equation we got, equation 1 and 2 in the previous part, will now have this modified form. The third part is electric field at a point inside the shell. So let us go back to the diagram for that. So if the Point is inside the shell, like P dash, inside. So again, we are using phi E is equal to E 4 pi r square. But this now becomes equal to 0 because P dash does not enclose any charge. Q is 0. Inside the shell there is no charge, it is hollow. So E becomes 0. So Q is 0. So when you equate, E is equal to 0. So electric field intensity is 0 everywhere inside the charged shell. So 3 parts: external point, point on the surface, and point inside.